on
live television.
Live television. What is up? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Culture in Cannabis Podcast. I am one of your hosts, full-time Tony, here with my guy, JC Coates. What's going on, JC?
What's up, brother, man? I'm just trying to roll this joint.
So, JC's rolling the joint, so I'll take the lead here. But listen, we have an incredible guest today. We have one of my favorite people in the cannabis industry, hands fucking down. I love his story. I love him as a person. He just has great energy. We have Joe Khory in the motherfucking building. What's going on, bro?
What's up, guys? How you doing? You know, we braved the many roads to go from Boston to Vegas. We're here now. Thanks for having me. You know, everybody's been doing 9 million things since I was last here, so it's great to catch up with the guys from the Red.
Can we frame this story out?
This
is a special story.
Yeah, okay. Right? Well, I was just first gonna say, are you single right now, Joe?
No.
Okay, just for any of the viewers that are girls that are watching, Joe is not single, so do not slide into his DMs. He has a great relationship. Do not fuck that up.
Buy my art. Feel free to buy my art.
Buy his art. Buy his art. He might send you a dick pic depending on how much art you buy, but
not me. I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman through and through.
But Joe, so let's talk about it. So,
can we start with his age?
Yeah, how old are you, Joe?
26.
So you and me
last week.
You and me at the same age, buddy.
Yeah.
But he's been bossed up for years now.
Yeah, bossed up from years. So you, I don't want to tell the story, but let's just kind of dive into your background.
Yeah, I can give you the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
We'll keep it brief. But so I started iRolly, which, started as just a idea for, my co-founder Luke, who
the boy,
to
Luke Shepard.
Schepter.
Yeah. Schepter, not Schepter.
Schepter.
Yeah.
But he's, my other half, the other guy, still live with him, everything, he's a part. But so we had the idea for a rolling tray phone case, snowboard, surf a lot, always rolling on the back of my phone. I was 17 or 18 at the time. Decided I got to learn 3D printing. We'll prototype it. I wanted it for myself. Long story short, at college we had a lot of these resources, so I built the prototype, started giving it to people. They liked it. I was like, all right, how do we produce it? We went down the next rabbit hole of how to produce a commercial plastics product. So we did do the whole going overseas, figuring out manufacturing, which, at 18, you're up against some natural barriers when they're like, sounds like your voice just started dropping. You sure there, guy? You're going to drop 10 grand on a mold? And you're like, I swear to God. But, so yeah, we started like that, and it was just hustling. So I made some money investing in stocks in 2013 when I was younger. Just piled all the cash into starting iRolly. I was like, look, I'm 18. I'll either blow this money on something stupid or I can make something worth it. We started out as just an accessory company. As we quickly learned, scaling an accessory company takes a ton of capital to compete on price and everything. We had a great idea. The business fundamentals were developing. And then, we started getting real lean with it. How can we capitalize on what we do have, which is really good web traffic? I'm a technical guy. My background's programming and sort of ops. So, we were able to do a lot of SEO things, a lot of what you got, you guys have gone viral with just good content. We really plugged into what performed. So we started doing well and basically opened it up to an accessories marketplace. Don't need any cash down. We started taking in other little tchotchke products, and we were seeing a lot of site traffic. So we had certain conversion metrics that products had to reach, and then we'd buy them in wholesale. And the whole idea was if it can perform online, it'll perform in store. We'll test it online. You guys drop ship it. We get a cut, and then we'll make enough from selling it off these benchmarks that will finance the first wholesale purchase. So then we'll buy their product, distribute it with their logo to our, dispensary network. And I was like 19 or 20. I'm skipping a couple phases just for brevity. But so we, started really white labeling and pushing, being like an accessories white label manufacturer / distributor. The biggest need, probably, this is 2015, maybe 2016. The biggest need was people talking about how they need packaging. They're getting shafted. The normal channels are these traditional bloated CPG companies. Their overhead's so big, they're hitting like a 60% markup. Me and Luke are looking at each other like, we can make a killing at a 30% markup. We're not living some lavish lifestyle. I don't need to finance some, house that's eating a salary payment every month. So we're like, we're living early. So we kind of undercut the market but was able to do so because we had a great network of, retailers that would pick up from us. And what, we kind of discussed and how some of our early conversations were getting some form of customer retention integrated into your packaging.
Yeah.
So we came with that angle and was able to save costs on existing packaging and then also offer some software tools like these text Thrive to 41169 and these things that get you in these digital channels where you have drip campaigns, you nurture the customer, blah, 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 blah. That was how we got into it. And then from there, we were a packaging company for 3 years, moved out here after graduating school with Luke, met these lovely guys. And, we got a distribution center in North Vegas. We had one in Pennsylvania already. And we just really focused on scaling the business, living lean. There's no such thing as a salary. It's all right. We got our food budget was $50 per week for the two of us.
Jesus.
I'm like 170 right now, but I was I was like 135. I remember when Luke came back, you go, Luke, you're looking like a healthy guy now. And I was like, yeah, man, we were looking rough back then. But long story short, we were able to scale that business really well. And one of the bigger MSOs, a few other people had, tapped us, like we have interest in acquisition, because we were cash flow positive, no debt on the business, already turning a profit, and super lean, where a lot of people, this was when nobody was concerned with profitability, investment money was just being thrown at anybody with an idea. And, we were able to cut through a lot of that BS by just saying, look, these are real numbers. This is, a valuation that can stand against any, if we were selling, like any widget, like cup holders. This is a business that holds up. So we were able to show the trajectory growth and, met with Maramed, had a number of meetings, and the way that both parties would work is we needed some more capital to grow. Every order you place, you got to put 50% down. Obviously, we started getting better terms as we were showing our better ability to fulfill orders and things. But, the biggest thing is getting that cash flow like a violin. You got to play it like airtight when you're in startup mode. We were able to get access to capital that allowed us to grow super fast, real easily. And then we also got, Maramed got an in-house ability to service their own brands with packaging, with no markup. We also are ordering in bigger volume because we have forced buying to like 10 stores. So we, had the conversation. They were super integrity, nothing against Las Vegas, but you got to go through the shyster period where is this guy just blowing smoke up my ass?
No. And you definitely went through that process.
Yeah.
Let people know that Las Vegas is full of it's a snake pit, essentially.
No, and it's the one thing is that the East Coast people are more direct.
True.
It's like, I don't like you, you don't like me, stand over there, I'll stand here.
Yeah.
We're all good. Yeah. But they want to sit there.
Out here they'll kind of fuck with you a little bit.
Yeah, no, but it's direct, It's all right, I don't have to say this guy's not shaking my hand then turn around and obviously people do it everywhere. But we were like, all right, these are the guys that, we're speaking the same language, everything's of integrity, the hard questions were asked right away. There wasn't the blowing smoke up your ass, it got down to brass tacks and it was a business deal. Let's discuss it in the context of business. Where Vegas was like, let me take you to a nightclub to like show you what you're like. We're doing business, man.
Right.
I appreciate it. I like getting down as much as the next guy.
I don't need a lap dance, bro. To make this deal go.
God,
like lunch really kind of like.
We were selling packaging to every
a burger and a beer
holder here. So they'd be like, hey, we had like $100 in the pocket, and they're like, come meet me at like Davia, or I don't even know what a fancy restaurant is. I'm that out of date, but they were like, meet me here, and we're just sitting like. If the check, like, we can't afford maybe 2 beers there.
Yeah.
Right.
What are we doing trying to pretend? But, and then they'd be like, well, meet me at the Spearmint. We're like, dude, can we just, like, hop on the phone? Like, I'll meet you at Starbucks. You want to just do something? And, no, don't get me wrong. I like to have a good time. But it was just, like, that line between what's business and what is in this
it gets blurred a little bit in Vegas for sure.
I have a great story with Joe and Luke about MJ BizCon. So first year, this is 4 years ago almost.
Yeah, man.
MJ BizCon. I come down with my business partner at the time, Cole Marcus, that's how I got connected with Joe and Luke. This is before I even met you.
Yes.
Which is so crazy to think about. And so we go to MJ BizCon. We're like, and we see at the end of the day, they're like, yo, let's go grab a beer. And I'm thinking like, fuck, we're gonna go. They're like, these motherfuckers are gonna try to take me to like some. I was born and raised in Vegas, so like I understand that like everyone's like, oh, let's go to this place, right? And so I just know how expensive it is. And like I didn't care, but I was like, all right, fuck it, we'll just do it. And then Joe's like, no, we're gonna go to this hotel bar that's like a little sketch, low key, and beers are like $2.50. And we sat there and had a great time just talking with them, and he just showed me, you know, I'm not alone, right? As a young, you know, a young entrepreneur in the space. Just meeting with these guys who had a lot more success at the time than I did, right? Just seeing where they were at, I'm like, oh, this shit's hella possible. It's just like you just gotta make it fucking happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a couple things out of here too, and because those are great points. Because, and you know, Luke or Joe,
we're the same. We are ostensibly the same person.
You know, when you talk, you know, to some people, it could be, you know, you speak on a highbrow level of entrepreneurship and stuff like this, but you know, you're a young man and you've seen success, right? And but you have a beautiful story, you know, the cheap beers and this and that. It's a story. And by the way, you're in Vegas when you're from Boston when I met you, right? At a very young age, right? And but you're paying your dues, right? And you're getting your dues paid. And I'll point out that you know, all this shit for anyone that wants to kind of like be an entrepreneur in the cannabis space and do this thing, you know, once you get started and you start paying your dues and you really get to work, the odds are actually in your favor. Right, but you have to pay your dues, right? Yes. And I'm surrounded. I'm lucky, right? Here. I am 45, and I'm surrounded by two, you know, really talented entrepreneurs in their 20s, right?
Better or worse.
You know,
for better, for fucking worse, Jason. You're stuck with me, bro. We have a signed contract, just like a marriage, buddy.
but yeah, I mean, but I want to bring a little bit more value out of this, and a lot of people, you know, we've been in the new app Clubhouse and connecting with, it's just an incredible app where you can just connect with entrepreneurs and people in the cannabis industry or any industry for that matter, just all over the world, really accessibly.
I just invited Joe to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know about it?
Yeah. No, I knew about it, but you know, I'm not even on TikTok. Right. I'm 20. I barely get Instagram.
Yeah. You're on the snowboard. But like the big question is like, you know, how do I get in the industry, right? And like the thing about the cannabis industry is it's really different than a lot of other industries because you have so many entrepreneurs, little hustlers, right? Everyone trying to start their t-shirt business, their cannabis business, their brownie business, right? Facts. And a lot of people don't know how to get started. And you guys started with the iRolly case, right? And for you, those that you guys don't know, it's like you roll weed on your, you know, you roll weed on your phone, right? And so it's like, and then they made it. I bought one, right? And I
had one too. I actually had two of them.
I should have brought a few.
I had a Facebook memory.
Are you guys still making them?
No, so we're like exclusively packaging, and we still do accessories, but custom accessories.
I want to bring this part out because this question brings up a lot, right? It's like.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I just get so excited. I was like, "Hey, can I buy a fucking iRolly case right now?"
it's like, how do I get started? Where do I get started? And the other day, someone was like, "Hey, I have an idea for a business, right?" And I was like, "Well, what's your business?" It's like, "I want to make chapstick," right? And I'm like, "Oh, well, you know, I mean, it's okay." So. All right, so we got products, right? We want to be an entrepreneur. We want to be profitable, right? So, like, how do I make a decision on like what's a promo item versus what's an actual, you know, product that I go in on? Is it just a simple process of test and repeat?
Man, it's, you know, so there's no set formula.
Can you start a business with a promo product? Promotional product.
We did it. We did it. I mean, it was.
But do you think that product was a promotional product? Because like as a when I first met you, I was 21 or 22 years old. I think we're about the same age. And I'm thinking about it at 21 years old. I bought it. Like I was like, yes, sign me up. I bought one.
It's functional promo.
Yeah, because for me, because I was always on the go. I was always in my fucking car. I was still working a full-time job at the time, so I would always be in my car fucking smoking in between like shifts and whatnot. So
I'm gonna say it really wasn't a promo item, right? And when I say promo item, like sometimes are these items in a company that just you don't get sold, right? It gets given away.
If you got that as a promo,
no, it's not quite like that, but you know, it was. So the way we sold it to a lot of people was, you know, it's a product that's going to have the most organic eyes. Everybody takes a selfie. You put your brand on the back of that phone case. It's there. You're rolling. Somebody's rolling in a group. your brand is on the phone case, they'll ask about it. So it had the functionality to, stand on its own. It sold really well. But, you can't let your ego get in, you thinking it's a great product. The determinant of it is how many you sell. And, we were looking at it. It was one of those decisions when we were like, are we going to stay a custom product manufacturer, or are we going to shift into mainly a packaging business? And it's where, this is where, there's a place for passion, but there's a scientific process. You develop a hypothesis, you do an experiment, and then you measure the hypothesis against the results. That's the same for anything. We had a hypothesis, this is a neat product, it did well. Once you start something and you just immerse yourself in it, new stuff comes to you. Inspiration hits like a fucking freight train. Yeah. And you're like, oh, wow, I actually, I have this audience. The phone case was, I thought, was going to be the smash, but got me to the dance. It's not going to take me all the way. Yeah. And then you realize the packaging business. We were interviewing our customers like crazy, being the dispensary clients. We were just like, what's your biggest issues? We have the skills to solve them on a range. Like, obviously, I can't grow you better bud. Like, the things that we're able to handle, we will. But a lot of our stuff was dictated by their needs. We measured those needs against our skill sets, any possible solutions, and then you just work on hypothesizing what that solution would be, work with them on a small order, see if it works, and then you start a small fire, and then you keep adding gas to it. But you got to make sure it catches fire first. Yeah. And that's kind of like a goofy analogy, but like it is.
I think it's a good analogy.
Yeah, you got to start the fire, right?
But you can't, just because you don't know where the fire will go, it doesn't mean you can't start it. That's what you always figure out the rest later. And the most overwhelming thing is just getting started. And everybody just figure it out. And I think coming, with a lot of authenticity, like we met Tony, we were the same age, and I was like, look, man, I'm not, what are we gonna put on airs and go to a casino about? We're here to just meet and hang out. Let's go to this dinky bar. I don't know. I don't imagine. Maybe you're unlike me and got a bunch of money at 22, but we didn't have 2 pennies.
No,
we were just
I didn't have a lot of money either. I just knew going in what to expect, just because from being Las Vegas and that convention, it doesn't matter what convention's going on in Vegas. Like, it brings a lot of money to a lot of nightclubs, and it's because people go meet there. Yeah. And strip clubs. Like, strip clubs rack out during the
and that's when you're like, man, I'm trying to scream over somebody. There's like a distracting butt kind of like hitting them in the head. Yeah. You're like, come on, we want to talk business. Yeah. Let's have a real honest discussion.
Yeah. And so I just thought it was really cool because the first year I went to MJ BizCon, I got caught up in going to the nightclubs and the strip clubs. And I only went to one strip club and I went to a couple different nightclubs, but I fucking hated all of it. Yeah. And then year 2, I was like, that's when I met JC. I was like, yo, let's throw our own fucking party. And that's when I had the most fucking fun. Yeah. And then we didn't do it for last MJ BizCon, but what did we do last MJ BizCon? Oh, we bounced around.
I can't even remember.
Were you here for last MJ BizCon?
The one in 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
you were here. Yeah,
I was doing the same, just bouncing around.
Oh, we had just signed our licensing deal.
Yes, and we were just talking to people about it. Yes, you're correct. And that's why we didn't do the event that year. But honestly, maybe we should bring a MJ BizCon event back.
Yeah, man, is MJ BizCon going to be back?
Yeah, they have to, bro.
Yeah.
I want to bring. I was just on the phone. Wait, I was talking with you about it. Not the phone. I was talking with you about it. About bringing back the Reno Cannabis Convention. But I want to do it as a culture and cannabis event, but maybe on a more convention style scale, where a little bit more programming. Kind of like if we took the speaker series and a culture and cannabis event and put it together, I would like to create one of those in Reno.
That'd be awesome.
2021, 2022. I mean, we're going to do it.
I'm there.
Yeah. We'll have you're speaking, bro.
Oh, I would love to,
You're
man.
speaking, bro.
I would love to.
We're gonna have one of the dopest speaking lineups of the game.
Have you heard Joe Khory speak? I mean, I know.
It'll put you to sleep.
Well, the last time I heard you speak, we were at a speaker event, and you came.
It was yours.
Yeah, you came and sat next to me. You're like, hey, JC, do you mind if I just go up and speak for a little bit? And I was like, sure, man.
No, Joe, you
just crushed it.
I remember that.
Well, because a lot of the stuff can get, and there's nothing wrong with the Gary Vee land, inspiration. I can be like, yeah, that's good. But what people want to know is, how do I take the first step? I don't need to know how to be sprinting. I just need to know. And, we started it with no cash. And you were just like, how do you scale something with no money? You leverage the assets you have. Audience, traffic, whatever you have, there's a way to spin a buck off it. And, you don't know that until you're there. But that's why I hopped up. I was just like, look, I'll just give you a quick skinny on how I started a business that got acquired with, we like $500 in the beginning. And you just let everything build.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight. You got to iterate. And so I didn't mean to hop in.
No, that was great. No.
I studied your mic pose too, because there was photos and you had just like the perfect.
Yes,
You were just like
yes.
okay, that's how you hold the fucking microphone.
Yes, yo, because I did the talk so many times, and now I'm thinking back on it, I'm like cringing thinking about how I was up there and what I was saying. Right? Because like compared to today, like I feel like I'm like very like well spoken now, like, compared to where I was then. So man, I can only imagine what the fuck.
I would be like marching around the stage, waving my arms around.
JC was also
every now and then.
JC was also trashed.
Also my drinking days.
JC was on the fucking booze at the time and would be like at least 20 beers deep and multiple Jameson shots deep.
Somehow,
but a great time.
I honestly sometimes like think about that. Some days I'm like, man, I get drunk and I can't barely hold a sentence, and this motherfucker JC ran a full company. Trash. Possibilities are endless when you're sober.
Yes. True story. Story.
But yeah, no, and I remember the one, you guys had the one downtown that had it was like it was like a bar with like a theater in the back.
I was really proud of
Inspired.
That one was, Inspired. That was what it's called.
Yeah.
That was a blast.
Those were really cool. Those were really cool. I would definitely want to bring that back, and that's why like I'm just like projecting this out here, but definitely the next events we want to do. Obviously, I want to continue the classic culture and cannabis events because I think there's times where people just want to have a good fucking time, bro. Like they're not trying to come get talked to. You know what I'm saying?
So that's like if I had one takeaway, like we've been in, I think it's maybe more a Vegas thing to try to put on airs and, like I'm a baller, and you're like, dude, I just saw your card decline.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guy, what are we doing here? You're like, hey, dude, you're not.
It's okay, bro.
Like, yeah, you might have an expensive suit on, but I'm sure it's on a credit card you can't pay either. And you're just like, we would come, the whole thing is come authentic. If you're going, be a person first, hang out, talk to someone. There's usually a way for everybody to work together. But the people, I'm sure you get the LinkedIn hit ups like, hey, I sell this. I think you'd love it. You want to schedule time on my calendar? That happens at networking events. Like, it's not exclusive to LinkedIn. That happens in person.
It just LinkedIn, there's a lot of it.
Oh
bro.
my
It's
God.
like
And
500 messages.
I don't
a day.
knock it. You got to make your
No,
rounds.
dude, go for it. There's
been,
been, I think, once or twice where I've actually got one of those messages and it's been valuable to me, but I legitimately get 50 to 60 a day.
But that happens at an event when it's super, the guys are, hey, I heard you got packaging. And you're just like, all right, man, but who are you? Will you pay your invoice? I can't. There are a lot of questions that need, no amount of, you need to see who they are as a person and be like, okay, do we connect? Is this someone that should be doing business with? And that's another uniquely Vegas thing.
Fuck. You're telling me, bro. I mean, JC have lost a good amount of money doing some Vegas transactions, but it is what it is. We're here
learning
now.
Lessons, man. Same thing with us. Oh, we ended up, a funny little story when I was 20 at college, started the business all on my own, but, technically we had some stuff imported with the pot leaf on it, so paraphernalia law dictates if it's intended, not tariffs. So paraphernalia is federally illegal.
Right.
Weed is federally illegal.
Right.
So anything technically used for the facilitation of the consumption of marijuana is illegal to import. You can sell it in a state where it's fine, but the way you get around it is by saying it's for the way you do it is it's for tobacco use only, and you make sure you understand the keywords that different
oil pipes, right?
Yeah, it's it's for whatever.
Some
dirt, whatever. Yeah. But so we didn't, that was a lesson learned. We printed a pot leaf on 10,000 of them. My mom, because I had a college address in a dorm at the time, my mom gets a letter from the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. We just sees 10 grand worth of your son's stuff. Tell him to contact Boston CPS, blah, blah, blah. And my mom, what the heck? What are you doing? I thought you were selling phone cases. And I was like, yeah, with a twist, no pun intended. But yeah, man, we never got it back. That we lost a lot of money in the beginning. That that could have been used for any, everything works out in the end. But that was one of those things, and there's some stuff you can't know till you experience it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, man. I feel like I felt like when I came into negotiating this licensing deal, I had knew what not to do, just because when I did my Real as Fuck beer, I did it all wrong, bro. Completely wrong. Trusted somebody else to do it, like was there but wasn't really paying attention, because I was like, oh, this is good, this is gonna be easy, like we got the deal, like I'm about to get paid. And I was 19 at the time, maybe 20, and when my partner was like, yo, we got fucked, I didn't really register with me. And then I was like, no, fuck that. Let's have a meeting and like clarify what's going on. And then we sat at a meeting and I listened. I was like, oh yeah, we're getting fucked right now. Yeah. Like it is what it is. I'm getting fucked. And so through that process, I was like research, because I was furious, obviously very angry, furious about it. So that's how I came to learn it. That's why when I walked into our first round of deals, I was like, all right, I know how not to get ultimately fucked. Yeah. And so when we went into those deals, there are some things there that obviously we shouldn't have done. And I think, we all kind of went in knowing a little bit that anything was possible. But with that being said, because we went through that process, I know exactly how the deal needs to be set up now.
Yeah, and man, it's only from experience. Yeah. And you can't, just because you don't know, it doesn't mean you don't have the resources. You have YouTube, a library, anything. And that was, I didn't know how to design programs and different CAD models. I learned, my school major was entrepreneurship and digital marketing. A nonsense degree. I had the business.
You're telling me, bro. My degree is just in general marketing.
But it was cool. UMass had this thing called BDIC, so you build your own major, and then we got into a startup accelerator.
That's sick.
And we ended up placing 9th out of 250 companies. And
super dope.
We were, by far the youngest. We were in college, and it wasn't a cannabis accelerator. This was just anything. One guy who's still so many great people I met, but one guy was creating radial imaging AI that was 100 times faster at diagnosing potentially cancerous tumors in radiology stuff, because it's an AI scraping program, blah, blah, blah. But we're sitting there with our bullshit phone case. You put this guy and me in the same room and we're supposed to act like we're equals. I just ate a cup of ramen in my car, not knowing if I had enough gas to get home. And this guy's solving, I'm trying to help some more, not more, it's great people, thank you all, but trying to help some people smoke pot on the go.
Yeah.
And we're not solving the problems of tomorrow.
Listen.
And we ended up placing 9th and got $10K in grant money, which
fantastic.
Was one of the biggest catalysts, but I actually got school credit for it, because
that's super dope.
Real work experience, because I had a company. It's technically it's all entrepreneurship.
I got credits for Reno as Fuck as well.
That's sick.
Two. It was. How many credits is a class? 3 credits is a class? I got 6 credits total because of Reno as Fuck.
Same, I got 6.
And two different aspects, and it was pretty crazy to do. And it's so crazy because the teachers that you have to get that approved through a teacher to be hey, I'm willing to sign my name off on this as educational work. Right. And 2 of the teachers I did it with, I did not think they would do it with me, and they ended up doing it. And I pitched every one of them, and I told them, hey, this is what I have going on. I gave them secret, and then the only reason why both of them did is because they had saw it out in the wild, and they're like, oh, I've actually seen this around. I think this is actually a great idea. I'm like, you think this is a fucking great idea? One was a law teacher. He taught business law, and then the other one was a 495 super high level marketing teacher. So pretty cool.
But it definitely goes to just those were a lot of the people that signed off, and that was one of the biggest growth experience just for the mentorship.
Yeah.
You can't underplay the value of having good mentors and people that we put together right after we got in that accelerator. They're one of the best ways to basically grow in the right way is put together a board of advisors of people that were killers. Give them a little chunk, and just if you're working your ass off and somebody's done something like it, they see themselves and they want to help. Yeah. And, a lot of people would love to, but, they don't know how to get connected. So don't be afraid to ask. But that was, one of the biggest catalysts was having basically this wealth of knowledge that all of your issues, you're I've never encountered them. I've encountered a lot, messed up a lot, but I haven't encountered these. You can pull from, 200 plus years experience of 10 people that are industry killers. And you're just man, that's one of the most invaluable things if you're trying to grow and scale a business.
Yeah,
is
100%.
knowing people that have done something analogous, similar, that you can kind of
it's like a mastermind. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we have a mastermind with our group.
We do have a pretty killer lineup with our team. So, and I think we have some people on our team that we just like that we know in the future are even going to be even bigger killers than they are today. So it's just like cool. It's just really cool to see. You know,
and that's been so. A little bit 360. Like we ended up getting acquired by MariMed, one of the MSOs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to actually ask you about that.
No, that's all
just,
good.
Like we got off topic, but like we're almost out of time here. We have probably a couple more minutes, but I do want to ask you, like, how did you structure that? Like, how does that work? Like, what does that look like getting acquired by?
So it starts
a company that big.
It starts with an LOI. All acquisitions should start with an LOI, or at least an NDA. There have been instances where people have used, fake.
Let me stop real quick. So, in other words, LOI, right? Letter of intent, right?
Sorry.
So that's like. You don't even want to go start the process unless these people are sending
No, you need to have all your docs prepared. Mm-hmm. So the first thing you need to do is value yourself. Yeah. There's a number of ways to value yourself based off of your own earnings multiple or a revenue multiple. Based on your margins, whatever you convince someone is your valuation. Right. You want it rooted in real, metrics that are. They're undeniable. It's a fact. It's not up for debate. So you have to prepare basically your investor. Make sure you're ready. You have all your monthly financials, what your P&Ls are, how you're hitting your goals you set, which is one of the biggest things. And, you can get so into hyper growth phase that like the housekeeping stuff becomes kind of like secondary, but that's the stuff that'll shoot you in the foot. And, we learned it by making mistakes before and not doing, we were like, oh, we'll book the P&Ls later, and like you'll lose track of receipts or something. Sure. And but yeah,
sales packets,
all of it,
lots of sales packets.
Sorry,
but yeah, moral of it: come up with your valuation, use real metrics to assert it, and then people will. We didn't go seeking anything; it was just inbound. We met with MariMed as a potential client, and they were like, "Your pricing's great." And they were like, look, how are you doing this? And me being a programmer, like I was able to run our warehouses off almost all automation. So like we didn't need many employees. We had employees of the warehouse and, these centers. But in terms of, me and Luke just said, we're going to pick every aspect the same way you get fucked when you don't know what's going on with your stuff. We were like, lesser men have succeeded at this. We can figure this out, we just took that approach. So we started getting involved in every aspect. We programmed a lot of the automation. So everything was growing on its own. We had the digital channels and stuff. But basically we were just gung-ho and that like scaling out of the super growth phase into, when you go, a part of prepared investor docs is your projections and things. So we got Aqua hired, which is the business gets acquired, you still run it, and then you run another subset of their division. So Luke is running MariMed supply chain and logistics.
Yeah, Luke, my guy.
And he's, got like 9 states that he manages all these supply chains for, and then I do all the software. Having basically scaled really, really lean because we could reinvest all our profits because we weren't spending much on, frivolous sort of ops and things. We were able to bust that out. Luke already had the supply chain experience. I was on the software automation side, and then got into MariMed's. They were looking for somebody with a somewhat technical background to begin running like more big data analysis, managing facilities, and I think like I manage like 15 licenses, systems. So online ordering, POS systems, seed to sale. So we basically they hired us to run a complementary position with the skills that you've already kind of illustrated with the success of your business and, applied this on a greater scale, which that's a whole nother growth phase. This is a, corporate, there's approvals, turning a speedboat's easy. It's just you and me and Luke. This is a big multi-state ship. So, and like a spider web, you hit something in the beginning. If the web's this big, it only fractures out 2 things. If the web's this big, you hit something in the middle, it hits everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, it was a great challenge in big data analysis, and basically, like, we were doing it at a similar scale, but you identify the cannabis identifiers for, like, you know, this environmental change is what resulted in that terpene increase, and you're basically building system integrations and APIs to handle and algorithms. I don't mean to bore people with the specifics, but
I'm super interested, actually. I definitely want to touch you on what we got here.
oh yeah,
This is one of your brands.
So this is MariMed, you know, multi-state operator, owns licenses, manages licenses, the full vertical, retail, cultivation, processing, but also owns a number of brands. So this is one of our, you know, this is a great brand that is one of the few vegan cannabis edible options.
It's really good. I've had a couple of different flavors. I tried that one. I tried your strawberry one.
So these are my favorite fruit chew.
They're
but
like Laffy Taffy almost. Not Laffy Taffy.
It's like saltwater taffy.
Saltwater
So, you
taffy,
know,
yeah.
The founders are both East Coast guys in sort of the southern part, which, you know, is very coastal, and
Yep.
you get wicked good saltwater taffy. So you'll see it. But I don't know if you guys want, but
Yeah.
you know, there's no better time than now.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to send
Is
it.
this a 10 milligram?
I think it's just
super high,
5.
but it is what it is.
Oh no, it's 10. Yeah.
So-
But yeah, so these guys kind of invented it. It's totally unique, and yeah, they just came to the Vegas market.
Oh, yeah.
So I was coming with a couple of
Phenomenal.
gifts for the fellas, and this had to be a part of it. So have a good little sleep on me tonight.
Thank you.
But yeah, so Betty's is now available in Nevada. They're one of our brands. They're available in like Mass, Maryland, Rhode Island. So, you know, we're similarly going through licensing things. Not my world.
You're going to have to keep talking because this is all my mouth.
That's all good. I will just cut the drool out. Or get the But yeah, no, they're good. It's a mouthful though, you know.
Definitely a mouthful. It tastes really good.
But yeah, so they're, you know, similar to you guys in the licensing game. I don't, you know, MariMed's some like 300 people I think now or some. So I'm in the software world, but those guys I know are expanding to new states. I think it's in Puerto Rico too.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Mexico's going to come online soon. All these other states, dude.
Yeah.
Arizona, Missouri, Montana.
I know. I see you guys have been in
Utah.
Oklahoma, ripping it up.
Yeah, ripping it up, man. It's been a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma's a good time. I mean, it's interesting because the culture's so different, yet the same. And you know, it's just it really comes down to the way that the state structures the laws and the regulations. Really plays a big effect on the culture that happens there, and due to the fact that, you know, Oklahoma kind of just let it wide open, it really turned it into this like medical market that's treated identically to recreational.
I'd swallow that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And there's no rules.
Dude, so one of the craziest things is Oklahoma has 2,300 cultivation licenses. California has 2,300.
Yeah.
Oklahoma is like 3.5 million. There's a cultivation for every 100 Oklahomans.
Yeah.
Which I think, you know, like once a federal model takes place, that Midwest area will become the distribution hub for the rest of the country.
Yeah.
And like uniquely, that market may be able to survive with that because like, you know, you've seen it in Oregon, all these other states.
That's a good point.
They come live, the market, you know, people start raising money thinking, oh, I'm selling stuff for $4,000 a pound right now. You got 4 other cultivators you're competing against. Nobody's competing on price yet.
Yeah.
And then they start to actually license people. And all these big cultivations built this place, raised money based off selling weed at $4,000 a pound. All of a sudden the market completely, it's like having a dynamic predictive model where you have to account for this when you're building out your projections. It's like you should account for the market probably dipping 50% on the price as it matures over 3 years. And that's, you know, 2020 was like the cannabis slaughter. Like every MSO, you know, if you couldn't, you'd go bankrupt before you'd get more investment. Like investors kind of said, look, let's let these people prove what they've been
Yeah,
saying.
because they dumped so much money into the market.
And-
I'm kind of happy that happened.
Oh, me too. It let
Yeah.
the you know, cream rises to the top, the strong survive.
Smack, you know, give the spanking that's needed. And the people that will get out, and then we'll leave, you know, room for the rest of us.
Yeah,
And
it was a good
And I think
kinda-
there's abundance, right? Like I like to think that, you know, there's enough for everybody, but I don't like people that don't operate correctly either. So
Yeah. As long
Under
as you're-
promise,
yeah.
over deliver.
Yeah,
That's the
I mean-
rule of thumb.
Yeah.
But
comes down to core competency. Like if you can hang, then you're in the game. You know what I mean? And then the rest of the guys, they got to go back and figure it out. You know what I mean? If they want to.
But so one of those, what I was kind of touching on was like, Oregon cultivators were going bankrupt by the dozens because they couldn't even pay their bills at $2,000 a pound.
Right.
If you're operating at a 40% margin and the price of what you produce, it's a commodity.
Yeah.
It's based on supply and demand. The demand's huge, supply's low. You can charge a premium. Sorry, whack that. And as it gets licensed, you compete on price, and then you built a facility that can only support a product that's sold at $3,500 a pound. And all of a sudden, the market is only selling for $2,000, and you're hemorrhaging every month just because the cost to build these things. So Oklahoma is going to be. No, but it's not.
That's why
if you do your projections correctly.
Yeah, well, that's why we don't.
It's just a reality.
Well, that's why we don't own licenses.
Smart man. But,
we just go to the ones that work.
Yeah. Well, and obviously operational efficiencies increase those margins and protect you, and that But the biggest thing was Oklahoma. If federal legalization comes soon enough, all of those cultivations may have a place in a federal market because they're where the land's cheap, the overhead's cheap, and then if you can sell it with reasonable shipping costs to New York, it'll sell for a premium in a more affluent area or something. But it kind of opens people up from these state restrictions where if you're in Oklahoma, you can only sell to mainly Oklahomans or surrounding people that may not have the same buying power as a bigger market.
No, I just want to touch on this one bit, and we have to get it wrapped up. Sorry, we've been going over a little bit. Sorry, but no, not your bad at all. If I could talk to you for 3 hours, I would. I just wanted to end it with I think that it's going to be interesting to see because just the same way that we get oranges from Florida or potatoes from Idaho, we're going to see there's going to be a couple states that really are high producers of cannabis, and that's going to get shipped to the rest of the world. I mean, obviously, probably California, maybe a Texas, or Colorado as well too. I mean, they're dead center in the middle of the country. But it makes no sense to grow weed in New York because it's so fucking expensive, right?
Man, yeah,
you would have to be massive. Amounts per weight. So,
and it's just the economics of paying rent in a densely populated area for something that, imagine there's no orange groves in Miami. It's outside because you can't sell enough organic matter. There's stuff you can't control. Mm-hmm. It's funny watching what will be a state-based model shift to a federal model and the shakeup that's going to come because people have built beautiful things that in a federal model, nobody knows where that place is. I'm not saying it goes away. I'm just saying the game has changed.
Yeah.
What your distribution has fundamentally shifted.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be at first a shock to everybody when it happens, and then it's going to be probably a month, 2 months where no one knows really what to do, and then it's going to be the third or fourth month where it's completely ham. So
you are more optimistic than I think it'll take a little longer. There'll be a little more shaken out, but no, I'm with you. I mean, there's no option but to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. There really is no option but to figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, shit, dude. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Guys, thanks for having me.
Info.
Yeah, I mean, such a lot of good info. Plug yourself. Where can they find you? Also, Joe is a very talented artist. He brought us some great art. It says what?
Yeah, no, and this is not the good one. This is the one that fit in the luggage case.
I have 2 pieces now at my house of Joe stuff.
You're the GOAT, man. You're one of the first homies helping homies. Yeah, man.
Oh shit, I would have bought more too if I would have known that. But I have this. I have the.
Is it the whiskey?
Stakes are high.
No, stakes are high in Vegas.
The stakes are high in Vegas one.
When I saw that, I was
I should have brought. I didn't even think.
Beautiful. So perfect. I love that one. It hangs up in my office in my house.
Yeah, it's a goofy cow smoking a joint in front of the Vegas sign saying stakes are high, spelled like steak. It's nothing but bad puns illustrated.
But it's just so perfect. And I love that you made that. You know what I'm saying? And so you're gonna sell a fuck ton of those one day.
I hope. But you guys can check it out at Joe Khory, Khory, design.com. My Instagram, I think, is Joe K, 2 underscores, and then art. And to follow, check out the Betty's Eddies products. Betty's Eddies Official is the Instagram. Ask your local dispensaries, we're distributed here. So If your shop doesn't carry it, we're brand new or at least a month or two old, so definitely let them know. And if you want to check out Myriad, we are publicly traded cannabis stock, so ticker is MRMD. And iRolly has a site. It's, it was first selling accessories. We're mainly B2B, but feel free to check it out, any of the older iRolly stuff. And, I think that's all the nonsense I got on my plate.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you so much, man. I really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys. Appreciate it.
All right, just some quick plugs for me and JC. I'll be up in Reno February 3rd through 7th. We don't know if the whole team's going to go, but I'm definitely going to be there. So I'm going to definitely try to produce a couple pop-ups. We're going to do some food trucks and some DJs and a couple other brands with us. So stay in the loop on that. We have some new Cultures Foods that just came out, which have been really good. We just did one with Mexcal. And we did one with... one of our latest videos just got almost over 100,000 views on it on YouTube. Lolo's, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I mean...
100,000 views
the
on
underdog, the sneaker. Yeah. I did because sometimes when we do these videos, we do so many of them, you don't know which one's going to take off, right?
Yeah.
And so when we did that one, we had a great energy when we did that one as well. And I don't know what happened, but it just got shared out.
The Filipino community loves me.
Yeah, and they came through. They love to hate.
No, they doesn't love you.
No, they love to hate us realistically. They love to hate us realistically. But yeah, so Culture's Food has been great. Anything else we have going on?
I mean, I think we have some events coming up at Vegas Treehouse. Is that next
Oh,
month?
yeah. So February 12th. We're going to be doing an event with Can, Bounty, and maybe one.
Is Can the new drink?
Can is the new drink.
I saw that, and is it good?
Yeah.
It tastes really good.
I really like them. We got Taco 24 coming out. We have OG Surge going to be spinning. They're going to have amazing deals, so definitely check that out. That's February 12th, 4 to 6 at Vegas Treehouse. Anything else we got going on?
We've got some new products coming out soon.
We have some new products coming out soon. Guys, listen, we've been talking about this for a minute now. I don't have anything here with me, but I wish I had them. Shit, dude. If I had them right now, you know how hyped I'd be? I probably wouldn't be here right now. That's how I'd be. No, we have some new products coming out. It should be really, cool. It's been something a long time in the works. Things have happened, but we're going to stay pushing the ball forward. We're going to make it happen in 2021. Looks like a March, mid-March to maybe even a 420 drop, just depending on how we're feeling about it. It could be crazy.
Keep us posted.
But that's it. Culture and Cannabis Podcast. I'm Full-Time Tony. This is JC Coates.
That's right.
Check us out on Instagram. Check us out everywhere. Follow us. Subscribe. Venmo me at Anthony. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great Thursday. Peace.
Thanks all.